friends, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and if you're new to my channel, hey, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing. And if you're back, as always, welcome back. Today I'm here to do another WIP and Chat with all of you. WIP stands for work in progress, and chat I think is fairly self-explanatory. So this is just one of those videos where we hang out a little bit and catch up. I'm going to be working on a project here. You're welcome to also work on a project alongside me, whether it's diamond painting or something crafting related, or even if I'm just keeping you company while you're running errands or doing chores or something like that. So I just like to say, well, go ahead and whip out your whip and let's go ahead and catch up a little bit on what's been going on this past week. So I do have a little bit of an informal setup today, so please bear with me on any weird lighting or camera angles. It's a whole thing. I'm not going to bother. But as far as what I'll be using today, I tried to pull out some of my new things from my latest small shop haul, including these two pens. So this is a pen from Lazy River Wood Turning's latest drop. It's in the color, well, it's called Leprechaun, rather. You can see like the amazing green and gold. And then this is from Butterfly Effectwares and is from their most recent drop, and is from like their unicorn blanks. Love the springy colors in it. I am about to change out this plastic tip for a metal tip because I've not used this one yet. Actually, that fits okay in there. Okay, so, and then tray, as far as my tray goes, I'm going to be trying out this tray, which is from a brand new to me company called Crystal Trays. There's stoppers, but I don't know if I'll use those or the lid, but yes, this tray is from Crystal Trays. And then also from Crystal Trays is this gem tack in sugared lemon. I'm going to try this in the multi-placer, and this new multi-placer that I just plugged in there. And then I'm going to use Wee Wax in the scent Apple Orchard. This is from Laura over at Anxiety Art Adventures. Hi, Laura. Love you, friend. And this is, these are both wax alternatives. So the minders, I believe that this one is Galloway's Gallery, and I think this one is also Galloway's or the Creative Palace. I will have to double check, but I will be sure to link to all of these small shops and their respective like social media platforms and stuff down in the description box below. So feel free to take a look there if you'd like to visit any of these shops and share a little bit of love. So I've never used gem tack before, but it's a scented putty, and this is just the regular gem tack. I also bought a little thing of the super sticky, but I thought I'll start with the regular sticky first. Get used to it. Oh, as far as the kit that I'm going to be working on, this is the kit Celestine. It's from the artist Margaret Morales and is from Die Moon Shop. This was actually sent to me recently as a very, very sweet gift from a very, very sweet and dear friend, Jessica over at Tiny Worlds of Wonder. And I was just perfectly in the mood to work on this piece. And yeah, so I'm glad that the timing and everything worked out. I started this actually almost a week ago now, but I've been spending a lot of time on my cross stitch conversion to a diamond painting project. That's taken up easily the grand majority of my time, but I'm very much like a mood person. Like I need to be in the mood for whatever show I'm watching or what I'm reading, when I'm diamond painting. And I was finally, after several days of going really hard on that cross-stitch conversion project, I was really in the mood to switch it up and come back to this one because I've done a couple of sections, but just a couple. So let me go ahead and finish getting situated here and we'll get started. So how are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a really, really nice day. It's late on Sunday evening, so I don't know if this will really get up first thing in the morning on Monday. We'll see. I love letting my Wee Wax sit out, by the way, because it smells so incredible and it has a really nice, like, not overpowering scent at all. It just smells like really natural and not chemically. And so like when I'm working with it, I just like to leave it sit out and I'm like, it's just like a little wax scent thing. So anyway, how are you guys doing today? I think I already asked that, but I'm asking it again because I get easily distracted. It has been a heck of a week here, not necessarily in a bad way for the most part. but I almost decided to just completely forego doing a WIP and Chat this week, or just saying, you know what, it's just, if I do one, it's just going to be late. But then Adam and I had watched a couple episodes of Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and he, you know, we kind of tend to watch just a couple of episodes and then be like, okay, I'm ready to either go to bed or do something else. And I was like, you know what? I know that I'm going to be up for at least another hour. Why don't I go ahead and just go film my WIP and Chat? Like, why not? Why not? One quick tip, by the way, if you order one of Dye Moon Shop's newer canvases, I've noticed that a lot of them use almost exclusively alphanumeric symbols, like letters of the alphabet or numbers. And this is definitely the case with this one. So I have decided to mix it up a little bit, where normally I put everything in DMC order and do not organize by symbol. But I decided to put these in alphabetical order and then numbers over here, just because that makes it a little bit easier for me to find those symbols. Because I don't know what it is about when symbols are almost entirely alphanumeric like this, it just takes me longer to find those symbols and then place them sometimes. Okay, well, let me just go ahead and start with spilling some drills right off the bat. I really did that the silly way. I think it's because the spout, I'm used to having like a spout in like the center end of my kit. So it's just a learning curve. There's not something wrong with the tray. This is Katie is a klutz problem. This is not surprising to anyone. Also, because my phone was almost dead because I hadn't been charging it, and then I decided to film my WIP and Chat, and I was like, well, I'm gonna have to film with it plugged in, and that means that I cannot plug in the external mic that I like to use that just sort of makes everything sound a bit more balanced. And so if my audio sounds a bit like I'm underwater or is not as sort of even and balanced as it normally is, that's why I do apologize. But I just thought, okay, let's do a WIP and Chat after all. So like I said, I've been kind of splitting my time between multiple projects. I hadn't really touched my Heaven and Earth Designs conversion for a little while. I was missing it, and so I decided to spend some time on it this past week and was really enjoying the progress I was making, especially because I finally started to get to like some of the larger dragons, and that was really fun. Okay, so that end side, it looks like down here that maybe the drills might want to try to get stuck. That's okay. Every tray has its quirks, and I'm more than happy to just sort of try them out, try out different trays and sort of get used to, okay, what are this tray's quirks? That little square you see in there, by the way, is just a bit of dryer sheet. A lot of these diamonds had static. They came in Ziploc baggies, which a lot of people do really like working out of Ziploc baggies, but I always kit up into storage containers. It works better for how I like to work on my diamond paintings. By the way, you guys, are you proud of me? I finally put up a Heaven and Earth Designs, my cross stitch conversion to a diamond painting. I finally put up a progress update video. I've been teasing that for so long, and I finally just sat down and did it. I did test out sealing a small section of that diamond painting last night, and I think that it went okay. Like when I woke up to it this morning, it seemed like it had sealed. There were a couple of spots where it was like a tiny bit cloudy, like maybe I hadn't totally sort of smoothed out like a chunk of the gloss that I used. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but I think this is a good canvas to practice on because it's kind of like, well, this is a canvas that's going to be viewed from further away anyway. So I think it's really okay. But I am glad that I'm getting to try out the process of sealing a diamond painting. Like I kind of mentioned, I think in that video, because I feel like it's something I get asked about very, very often. And I've never been able to respond because I'm like, well, kits that I work on, especially kits like Diamond Art Club, you don't really have to seal because the glue's really good and the drills don't usually pop and all that. Apparently, from what I have heard, because this question comes up all the time in like the Diamond Art Club VIP group, if you decide to seal your diamond painting, it voids the warranty, at least in the Diamond Art Club canvases case. So I guess that's good to know before you do that. And I guess that makes sense because it's kind of like now you're applying sort of your own product to it. Oh my gosh, that WIP wax is smelling so good. I am really happy with what I'm seeing of the rendering so far on this Diamond Shop canvas. I've mentioned kind of in passing before that I've run into a few different kind of hiccups with just not being totally in love with some of the renderings that I've had with since they made their changes and upgrades to their kits, and I think changed manufacturers. But I do have to say that even just from the first couple of sections working on this kit, I'm breathing a very small sigh of relief. I'm cautiously optimistic because the rendering style that I'm seeing, the color choices I'm seeing, are very strongly reminding me of the Margaret Morales kits I've worked on from them before, like prior to the changes, and that I was so happy with how they turned out. I'm thinking specifically of the Stars Who Listen. That was my first Diamond Shop kit that I worked on, and oh my gosh, she was so pretty. That was relatively early on in my channel. That was back in, I think at the end of 2020. Oh, that was such a pretty kit. But that's kind of the vibes that this kit is giving me in a good way. So I'm happy about that. And I actually just this past week got in the mail some reprints of some canvases. I had worked on a couple of different canvases, and including some canvases that I just worked on small sections of, specifically to test out the rendering on the skin tones. And then I sent lots of pictures and stuff over to Diamond Shop just to be like, you know, this is what I am noticing, I'm concerned. And so they recharted and reprinted the canvases and sent them over to me. Now, that's a process that just inherently takes time because they are all made to order anyway. And so recharting, reprinting, you know, that's their normal turnaround time, which is often around, you know, 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. So, but I'm happy that those are here. I've not opened them up yet. I don't think I'll necessarily do like an unboxing video on my channel. I think I'll just kind of open them on my own and report back and see. But fingers crossed. I appreciate how receptive they are to feedback. Like, they seem to really be taking to heart everything I was sharing and agreeing that, like, yeah, this doesn't look quite right. It's not up to our standards, and we want to see what's going on. I'm like, perfect. That's all I'm asking for, you guys. Let me grab, what's our next color? I don't know what it is. I think there's something about working on only alphanumeric symbols like this. It's just like, I don't know about you guys, but I like it when there's symbols mixed in there. It's not that it's a deal breaker, it's just how my brain works. Like, if there's symbols mixed in here, my eye will catch on different symbols more easily than it does all letters and numbers. And that just means it's easier for me to like pick out the symbol when I'm placing. When it's lots of letters and numbers, I feel like it takes like more concentration. Like, I'm more consciously looking for those like letters or numbers, and then I feel like I'm more likely to miss some just because they all look very similar. I don't know if that makes any sense or if it's just me. It reminds me vaguely of how it was a little bit harder to work on the mystery kit where all of the symbols were black and white, because it was like, well, they're all black and white, so you don't have any color cues to go off of to distinguish between them. But anyway, the cross-stitch conversion project is going well. I think I just broke 13.5%, like 13.6%. And it's kind of like, I try not to take it as demoralizing to literally be able to look at Pattern Keeper at any given moment, be able to look up and see like, oh, you've only like completed like 2/100ths of a percentage point in the past half an hour, you know, especially in really confetti heavy sections. So I'm trying to just like, let's enjoy the process. Let's take it one step at a time. Don't be so focused on like hitting, like achieving higher percentages. Like just embrace that this is going to be a long-term project. But that project's going to, I think, test my patience, because I love the satisfaction of a finish, and I'm so excited about that project and that artwork that it's hard for it to be like a slower pace, but that's okay. I wanted to give you guys a little update on Connor, of course. So he continues to do so well. And I have to say again, just thank you for like the constant outpouring of kind words and encouragement. And even just like I can't tell you how much it made my day to see the messages on last week's WIP and Chat. Like so many of you commenting and just saying like, I'm so happy to hear Connor's doing well. Just, oh, that I can't tell you how blessed I feel by this community and how grateful I am for it. It really blows me away. And we still have, we've had some like balloons and other goodies sent over, and we still have like a lot of those balloons hanging all around our house. And you know, some of the like toys and other goodies that have been sent over, Connor is still, you know, very much enjoying, and that's a lot of fun. We did send him back to school on Wednesday, and I think it wore him out a little bit, but I think he was also really happy to be back. I know his classmates were really happy to see him again, and but I think it was tiring because we had the time change last weekend, which can we talk about? Like, will complain about this every single year for multiple days. Can we talk about how antiquated and ridiculous doing this time changes? I'm over it. I'm so over it. And I'm so happy that the Senate passed the bill or prop or whatever to potentially like get rid of it or to make it permanent. I don't know. I don't care a ton. I know I need to do like my research or whatever, but I'm like, okay, House of Representatives, please do your thing. Like, can we please get rid of it? And I know there's these articles going around of people being like, I think people just really like to play the devil's advocate. And now when everything is so highly politicized, like everyone wants to be like, oh, but no, this is actually like this nefarious plot and highly problematic. Look, here's the truth. And they show an article. It's like, we tried this in the 70s and everybody hated it. And I'd be like, okay, so we can use that as a learning experience and we can continue on. The science is still there and supports that like the time change like severely messes with people's circadian rhythms and leads to like actual deaths. So yeah, let's find a way to do this. And I don't know what it is. It's only 1 hour, but it wipes me out. It wipes my whole family out. Like, we are so tired, all over an hour. And we did the gradual thing, even with the kids. We like moved them gradually to the new time, and still they are pooped. They've, I think, mostly bounced back by now, but it was a bit of a double whammy for Connor to have the time change on top of, okay, now we're going back to school, and he's been able to just sort of sleep in, and his body's just been able to like rest to his heart's content. And it's like, okay, time change, plus now we are actually getting up for school. He, I think, adjusted quick. He's adjusting quickly. He was real sleepy and snuggly on, especially Friday evening. He just wanted to cuddle on the couch. And I thought he was going to fall asleep at one point, but no, we made it to bedtime and went to bed. And he continues to like heal really, really smoothly, just as far as all of his recovery from surgery goes. He's still on restrictions at school until I think like April 1st or something. like no PE, no like strenuous physical activity and stuff. But he has more and more energy every single day. He's eating better, and looking less like so skinny it makes me want to cry every day. His stomach is kind of having to relearn how to digest things though, and that was something we're not panicked about. Is the surgery team had told us as much. They're like, he is now minus 50 centimeters of his small intestine. So yeah, his body, it will learn, but it's going to take a little time, and that's okay. So might get some weird digestion things here and there, and they just told us what red flags to look for and stuff, and said he'll bounce back, he'll be okay. Give him like a probiotic, and here's things you can do if he's too stopped up. Here's things you can do if he's not at all stopped up, if he's having an opposite problem. I'm not going to talk anymore about bowel functions because that's kind of gross. But anyway, I'm really glad he's healing well. We'll do a follow-up with the surgery team in a few weeks, which I'm glad that they just, they'll check in and make sure all is, going well and stuff. And I'm guessing that it is. So I'm really, really incredibly relieved. He had like a set of like steri strips that went over the surgery spot. Don't worry, I'm not going to share any details, I promise. But that finally fell off on its own, and you can see like where he's got that, he's gonna have that like little scar. I'm like, oh buddy. But like as he gets bigger, like it'll look smaller. So that, that's good. But I can't tell you how nice it is to see him like now he's like kind of snacking normally, and just generally has the energy to like do things again. We're working on the YouTube thing as far as like him having been introduced to YouTube in the hospital. We did, as of today, we downloaded Roblox. He'd been asking about it a lot. I talked for a while with my friend Jacqueline about it because I know that her son plays it, and I was like, I need you to tell me all the things. Like, I need to know about this game. I need to know what kind of a money pit it can turn into. I need to know what are like the moderation and like parental controls like on there. Like, what are some things you've run into? I was like, 'cause I don't want to be one of those parents that just blindly like shows my kid at a game and be like, sure, this is a kid's game, it's gonna be totally fine. But Adam and I one of us sat like in the living room with him when he was playing, and he was just having a really fun time. And we didn't run into anything weird. It's funny how there was a little bit of a learning curve though. I was like, oh man, I feel like I'm getting older. Like this kind of stuff, I'm like, it's not coming to me intuitively at all anymore. Connor's like, how do I do this? What button do I push to be able to do this? And I'm like, bud, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. I'm like, you can give me the controller and I will literally sit here and hit each button until I figure out like what each of these things are gonna do. So, oh my gosh. But I want to be proactive about like, okay, I want to have like limits and stuff like that. I'm trying to remember what he said earlier that just absolutely cracked Adam and I up. That he said something tonight, like after dinner, where he's like, oh, mommy and daddy, like, I can't wait to play Roblox tomorrow. And he was like, normally I'm at school for like, I don't know what he said, like 6 hours. Can I be at school for like 4 hours instead so that I can play more Roblox? And we were like, no, that's not how this works. But I thought, this is so funny. Like, this is, I feel like we always knew this day would come. And Adam and I have always been gamers, so we've never been like the parents that are like, we're not going to let our children play video games because they rot your brain. No. But we are also not going to be like the parents that let our kids just have totally free reign over video games. And I'm certainly not going to be like, sure, let's spend all the money. I'll be like, no, because the reason you discovered Roblox was this little hospital trip, and we have to pay for this hospital trip soon. I am waiting for and dreading that bill, dreading it. I'm going to try really hard not to go off about my feelings about the healthcare system and for-profit healthcare and insurance in the United States. I'm just going to try really, really hard to not go off about how much it's, yeah, I'm just going to zip it there, but I have feelings. Clearly I have feelings. You know what else I have feelings about? The fact that I can't make this stuff up. I feel like our family absolutely cannot catch a break as far as illnesses go. Thankfully, it's not Connor right now. It's in smooth recovery mode. But I noticed this morning, I'm like, Micah's coughing a lot. And noticed, like, you know, his nose isn't quite as runny, but I'm seeing a like yellow-green booger hanging out of his nose. Yellow-green snot being like problematic. And then mid-afternoon, he came up to, like, Micah came up to like give me a hug, and I picked him up and snuggled in with him and immediately was like, oh dude, you're warm. Like, you've absolutely got a fever. So yeah. Had Adam go grab the thermometer. It took Micah's temperature. It was at like 100.9 Fahrenheit or something. And I was like, it's low grade, but it's a fever. I also, though, I don't like this thermometer. I don't feel like it's super accurate. It's one of the no contact ones. And I just feel like it's really hard to get an accurate read with that kind of thermometer. We were going with like the temporal ones that you like press and scan on the forehead. We had those forever. But those were really temperamental. Like, I felt like after a few months or something that like the sensor would go bad. But at least I knew, like, I felt relatively confident in like the reading I would get from those for the most part. But like the reading from this no contact thermometer, I don't feel really good about. Like, we did another set of taking Micah's temperature this evening, and it was like a 2 degree Fahrenheit range, and or 1.5 degrees or something. And I was like, that is too wide of a range, like retaking it more than once. So we'd given Micah some medicine mid-afternoon. It seemed to help, but then he spiked a fever again hard this evening when it wore off. And I was like, we could take him to the urgent care tonight. Like, we could keep him up late, take him, there's urgent cares that we could take him to that are open till like midnight or whatever. I said, but let's see if he responds to this, you know, round of Motrin. And if so, I think we can wait until morning, because then we can try to see like our primary, like his actual pediatrician, which is always my preference. When we can. And so the Motrin did bring his fever down. It didn't get rid of it. So I'm gonna go check on him here after I finish this WIP and Chat, make sure that he hasn't burned up anymore in his sleep. If he has, I'll go ahead and give him some Tylenol as well, because you can stack or alternate them. But I just thought, you know, as soon as I realized like he had a fever and he's been coughing a bunch, I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna flip a coin between, I don't think it's the you know what, because he had that at the end of January and has since recovered and tested negative for it. But I suppose it could be a reinfection. It just doesn't seem terribly likely. I really, really hope it's not. We'll see. I don't know if they'll do a test on him or not. My suspicion, though, is that either this is the flu, because like upper respiratory, like with the cough and the fever, or ear infection. And yeah, Micah has tubes in his ears and he still gets ear infections. Like, it just, if you've been around a little while, I'm quite sure you've heard me talk about it and are like, yes, we know, Katie. But I always get new faces here, so I never want to assume what you do and don't know. But yeah, no, he's got tubes in his ears. He has had them since he was like 1.5. And yeah, he's had multiple ear infections since then. But here's the kicker. Like, I called the nurse line earlier. when he just had like the low grade fever, like the 100.9 or whatever degrees Fahrenheit. And I like ran through like the symptoms with her and everything. And I was like, she was asking, and it's like, I know what they're going to ask. And I get it. But she's asking like, is he tugging at his ears or like saying that his ears hurt? And I'm like, well, first, he's severely speech delayed. He's not telling us like things like my ears hurt. That's like not expressive language that he's capable of right now. She's like, well, is he tugging at his ears or digging at his ears? And I'm like, no, but he usually doesn't. But the coughing and the hands in his mouth thing, I was like, that could be it. And I was like, but I don't know. Because sometimes it is and sometimes it's not. He doesn't even always get a fever when he has ear infections. So really at this point, I'm going to take him in to have him seen because of the higher fever and the fact that he had the congestion for like a week and the cough started a couple of days ago. And he was just coughing a lot today. So like he obviously needs to be seen, but we'll see. I don't know if it's going to be something that they'll be like, oh yeah, this is something we want to do antibiotics for. Or if they're just going to be like, nope, we gotta wait it out. But I feel like I can't make this stuff up. I feel like my family has been sick, that someone or multiple of us have been sick since the beginning of this year. And it just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. And I guess that's partly a hazard of like kids being in school and, well, like the Connor thing, like everything that happened with his stomach, like that's completely unrelated to like that's not something he caught at school, you know, like that was a thing that like happened because of a thing that he had. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what the doctor says tomorrow. That was part of the reason I was like, do I really want to film a WIP and Chat? Like, but then I was like, well, Micah's not going to school tomorrow, so I'm not going to be able to film tomorrow morning. And I know that at least like tomorrow night, I have a video that I need to film to go up on Tuesday morning. I'm sorry if my camera is shaky, by the way. Like I said, I did a really quick and easy setup for this video. Normally when I set up to film, I have this whole thing. If you're in my Patreon, I think I've posted pictures of it there before. But because the wobbling, like I can't stand it when it comes to like most of my videos, especially like super informal videos like WIP and Chats. I pull over an end table and set it next to the kitchen table where I'm working and where I film. And then I like flip one of my kids' chairs from like this IKEA table and chairs set that we got for them forever ago. It's like the $20 or $30 one that like a lot of people have because it's dirt cheap and it's IKEA, so it's super sturdy. It's like literally just white. But I flip that upside down and I clamp my recording arm to that. And since it doesn't have any actual direct contact with my kitchen table where I do filming, the camera doesn't wobble. And I can also get like a pretty like flat viewing angle. Right now, you guys are obviously at a bit of an angle. So anyway, the fun things that come with having a YouTube channel when you are just like, what are the things that tend to drive me a little nutty when I'm like watching someone else's videos? What are changes that I feel like I would appreciate if someone made? But, excuse me. Yes, I'll be setting an alarm to call the doctor first thing in the morning. Like, hey, can you get us in? Micah will be staying home with me, and I'm bummed because I finally, you guys, I managed to overcome the executive dysfunction some last week, and I texted like our financial person. I was like, hey, so I know I'm super late to the game on this because it's already mid-March, but do you have someone you'd recommend that would be willing to help us with our taxes this year? And I just, briefly said like, with YouTube and everything with that, like just, I don't know if it's something that we want to try to do ourselves with TurboTax, but I had been putting that off because I was just really overwhelmed by it and stuff. And then I finally sent the text to my financial person, and I called the person that the company that she recommended to me, the person she recommended to me, set the appointment with that person. It's supposed to be Monday morning, but on Monday mornings, Adam tends to have a lot of like phone meetings. And so it's not going to be terribly practical for me to just like leave Micah here and for Adam to try to have to keep up with Micah while he's also trying to do like professional work stuff. So I'm going to have to like email her or call her in the morning and be like, hey, so my kid spiked a fever and he has to stay home from school, so I can't come. And I'm probably going to be at the doctor's appointment when we would, hopefully we'll be into the doctor's office by the time that like we would have been otherwise meeting with her. So hopefully she has some availability later in the week, but I'm like, I was all ready. I started to get all my stuff together, and I hate taxes. I hate all of like the complicated stuff that goes with it. It just, and I don't do well with like brand new things and unknowns. So anyway, that'll be okay though. Adam was like, maybe you could meet with her on Zoom instead. And I was like, yeah, but I was supposed to bring like all these documents and spreadsheets and stuff with me. And I don't want to try to scan all that into email over to her if I can help it. I'm just going to see if she has availability later in the week instead. So we will see. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I don't know how much school Micah's gonna miss. My guess is a few days, because when it's fever, you know, at least our school's rule has been like they have to be 24 hours fever free. And I don't even know like what rules they're still keeping in place with the Rona. Like they had a whole nother set of like guidelines and stuff, but like I said, I don't know if they're keeping that. And just last week, because our state lifted the indoor mask mandate, and like the state Department of Education, you know, shifted their guidelines to match like, you know, state requirements and stuff. Now masks are optional in school. And I have mixed feelings about it. So I don't know if like the illness guidelines themselves changed. I'm still really conservative about when I'll send my kids to school anyway. Like I really, really don't want my kids to be responsible for getting other kids sick. And parents being put in the position that like we are now with Micah. It's like, okay, we could take him to the urgent care over the weekend, or we can wait and try to get him seen first thing Monday morning. So before I forget, pretty good point in the video. You guys, how do I feel about doing some giveaways? Yes. Okay, so I want to go ahead and kick off my celebration, my give backs as I'm calling them, for reaching 10,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for being a part of helping me reach that milestone that I still am rendered quite speechless by, because I just feel really grateful and really surprised in the best way. And I'm excited to get to do some giving back, just as a way to say thank you for being a part of that. That's a really fun personal goal to have reached, and I'm excited for what is to come. So the way that we'll do it is I will be doing some giveaways here in the next few weeks in my WIP and Chats. So this is where you'll want to be paying attention. These are the videos you'll want to keep an eye on. And each week my plan is going to be to have one gift that is for US only, just because of shipping restrictions, and then also a prize that's open to international viewers as well. So let's go ahead and start with the giveaway that is going to be open just to US. And I am going to be giving away the kit Captain Jack. I'll link to that kit below in the description if you'd like to go take a look at the image, because I don't think I'm quite gonna have time to add the image in here. But it's a kit from Diamond Art Club and is this really adorable pirate kitty. And it's a kit that I did do as a sneak peek. I have permission from Diamond Art Club to give this kit away. So it has been opened, the contents have been checked and all of that. So it's not going to be sealed, but it has been unboxed by me, but not used by me. I believe it does come with the older toolkit. And just so you know, because it is leaving my hands as the original owner of the kit, the warranty will be void. That's a Diamond Art Club policy. That's not mine. The original, the lifetime warranty only applies to kits that you yourself have purchased, or in this case, have been like sent directly to me as a sneak peek. So that's just an FYI. But let me know if you run into any trouble with the kit. So in order to enter for this giveaway, I would like for you to please don't write the word giveaway or prize or anything like that in the comments. Those will be flagged and deleted just because that's a way for like bots will troll for giveaways and stuff. And I want to make sure that this is really just, being open to my viewers. So this Diamond Art Club kit, like I said, this is going to be available just for you US viewers. If you could please write in the comments some kind of sentence or something that involves the word star, because this kit has lots of stars in it. Star. And yeah, that's how you will enter. I will draw the winner on, the entries for this giveaway will close in this upcoming weekend. So Saturday at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time, the giveaway will close. And I will announce the winner of this week's giveaways in the WIP and Chat that goes up next Monday. So a week from today, or a week from the day that this video is going up. I will use a random comment picker to choose the winner. So that is going to be for the prize. Like I said, that's the one that's open to US viewers. Now for my international viewers, I'm going to be giving away a $25 Diamond Art Club gift card. And I will email this over to you if you're chosen, which by the way, like if you are chosen as the winner for either of these prizes, I will contact you through your comment and kind of just try to verify your identity, and I'll let you know what to do next week. I'll do the giveaway. So yeah, for the second prize I'm giving away this week, it's a $25 Diamond Art Club gift card. This is open to international as well. To enter for this gift card, let's do somewhere in your comment, can you include the word tray? Now, if you are in the US and you'd like to enter for both, please be sure that you include both keywords in your sentence so that I know that you are entering for both. International, you just gotta include the word tray. All right, same rules apply as far as when the giveaway will close and whatnot, but yay, I'm excited to start doing some give backs. Thanks again for helping me reach this milestone. I don't even think I have like the next, like what I would have in my head as like sort of the next big milestone. I'm not even thinking about it. I feel like 10K was always the peak for me as far as like the top thing I ever imagined reaching. But now I'm just gonna keep focusing on making content that you guys enjoy and giving back when I can. So anyway, yay, stay tuned. I'm excited to announce those winners next week. I'll try to include all the rules and info below in writing as well, just in case. So other things that are going on. Adam's parents are actually here. Adam's mom is on spring break. She is in the double digits to retirement. So she's excited. But they're out here and they're working on their house. And we got to see them over the weekend a little bit. We'll see them again later this week. We're gonna celebrate. Adam and Micah both have birthdays coming up and close to each other. Though we've joked with Adam that we're like, now forever and ever, Micah's birthday is gonna overshadow yours, just because of the timing of it all. Which now I'm not giving you guys details. Come on. But we'll probably get some yummy cupcakes and have some fun celebrating. My parents are really happy that the millionaires figured out how many millions of dollars was enough money, and baseball's back on. So they're actually getting to see some spring training games during their vacation to Arizona, which is the whole reason they went to begin with. So my dad is obviously on cloud nine. My mom is happy too. She enjoys baseball. She's not obsessed the way that my dad is, but she likes it. We're kind of a baseball family. But she's, I think, especially happy because my dad is happy, because he was sad. He was mopey because there was no baseball. So they sent some pictures over. They're having a good time. And I think that they were going to extend their trip by a few days because the spring training was only starting back up like basically the last week of their month-long trip. So I think they were going to extend their trip by a couple of days and stay with like my aunt and uncle for a couple of nights, so they could catch just 1 or 2 more games just to make the trip feel even that much more worth it. But it worked out well though, you know, to have my mom close enough that she could very easily come out and help when everything was happening with Connor, and that was invaluable to have her help. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine. We've had rain here, and like the threat of rain the past couple of days, and oh my gosh, the sinus headaches that I get, like the air pressure headaches that I get from the changes in air pressure when there's rain. Like I've taken Advil today and like my head still is just, it's right up like behind my eyes, just like, ugh. Not a fan. I love the rain. I don't like what rainy weather does to my head. I'm just like, come on. Why does the weather that I so thoroughly enjoy have to hurt my head? I have been on my new medication for about a month now, maybe a little over a month now. And I should have a check-in, I think it's this week, a check-in with my doctor about if this amount is good or if we want to like increase or try something else. I feel like I'm noticing some improvements just in general. But some areas that I feel like I'm struggling still, so we'll see. But I feel like some of those instances where I've been able to really overcome that like executive dysfunction has maybe actually been an indicator that like, oh, maybe this is doing something for my depression. And if you are brand new and you're like, oh, this is new, what's this? I talk very, very openly and honestly about mental health here, both about what my own struggles are, as well as trying to make it a space that's really safe and welcoming to anyone that is struggling with their mental health. I'm not always able to like personally be a huge support, like if you're going through something, because often I find myself at very minimal capacity to respond to messages and stuff like that, but I hope that I can at least be someone that's here in solidarity with you and letting you know that you're not alone, and hopefully sharing some encouragement as far as like if you've been on the fence about going to therapy or talking to your doctor about medication or things like that, that maybe I can sort of be a nudge or just be someone that can say like, hey, I did this and I think it's had this really positive impact on my life, and I think it could be that for you as well. Maybe I can try to be that for you at least. But yeah, we'll see. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. I know we're not quite to that hour mark, but I'm starting to fade. I'm getting tired. I'm telling you, this time change, only 1 hour, and even with sleeping in and taking naps and everything, I just feel really wiped out. And something about this time change, my dreams have been very vivid and very like realistic, and I'm getting really, really tired of my subconscious deciding like, I'm gonna throw you back to high school, like in your dreams. And oh, hey, you have no idea what the homework was, and there's a test, and you don't know any of the material. And oh, hey, there's like marching band practice coming up, but you forgot your instrument at home. And I just am like, these are such obnoxiously classic dreams that I'm like, can we not? Like, can we just go back to like the really weird dreams? Like, I'm so tired of feeling stressed out, like in both my waking life and my asleep life. And I'm over it. Like, why do we keep revisiting things like that? Anyone else have dreams like that? I'm not a fan. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go because I'm gonna see if I can swing getting this video up for you guys. Fingers crossed on getting Micah in for a visit tomorrow with the doctor. Again, I have no idea what they're gonna say. I'm just like, hi again. To see our pediatrician, if we get to see our pediatrician, I'd be like, hey, so by the way, remember when you saw Connor a few weeks ago and we checked in on a Monday? Did you know that like that Friday he ended up having emergency stomach surgery? Did you have any idea that it was going to turn into that? Because holy cow, let me tell you a story. Also, hi again. Yes, Micah and I are back. How many times have we been here yet this year? Like, just take all my money. Anyway, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Be sure to, if you want to enter for the things, please enter the respective keyword or keywords. I am wishing you all the very, very best of luck in that. But also, if you made it to the end of the video, even if you didn't necessarily want to enter for the give backs, what can you leave an emoji of? I would have said a star, but some of you don't have emojis and you write the word. And what if you write the word you don't necessarily want to enter for the giveaway? How about an emoji of something with wings? Because this is actually, I don't know if you can really tell that necessarily, but this part that we're working on has actually been the wing, one of the wings of this character. You'll see it more when I complete, when I get more of this done, when I complete the canvas. And I guess I haven't even shared a start picture on my Instagram yet. I'll do that soon too. By the way, consensus is I do like the gem tack in my multi-placer. That worked really, really well. And this tray was nice to work with as well. The drills kind of wanted to get stuck just a little bit, but not like deal-breakingly so. And a lot of that's just kind of a learning curve. So I like it. And this wee wax, oh my gosh, I'm still getting this like lovely, like very subtle smell here. It's been nice. But anyway, I hope you guys have a really good start to your week. Oh my God, again. Oh my gosh, this is way worse than usual. I hope you guys are having a really good start to your week. Thanks for hanging out with me in this WIP and Chat. Be sure to let me know as well how you've been and what you've been up to. I hope you're staying safe and healthy and all that, and that you and your loved ones are doing well. But if you made it all the way to the end of the video, by the way, and you haven't already subscribed, feel free to subscribe and you can hit the bell to be notified when I share new videos. But otherwise, like I said, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.